Okay, apologies. I think this will be part two because I don't feel like trying to link them together. So it says John was in prison and heard about all the miracles the Messiah was doing, so he sent his disciples to ask Jesus or Yeshua. Now, it's saying that the miracles the Messiah was doing. So he sent the disciples to ask Yeshua. So in this case, I'm thinking the Messiah and Yeshua could be pertaining to the same person, but also could be pertaining to two different energies or entities. Or we would have just said the Messiah and asked him, or we would have said Messiah two times or Yeshua two times. It's just what I would imagine. It says, "Are you really the one we are waiting for? Or shall we keep on looking?" So I think that a part of this is to rouse the lion. Sometimes feel like it ain't even really source, that it's other energies that want to see the heat. Sometimes I feel like they want to see this heat so that they can use it to be able to do certain harmful things that they want to do to people. And sometimes I think they just know that some people have it in them. And again, they're going to have to go there in order to stop some of the conflict that's going on. Remember, these people are doing things behind closed doors in secret. They're building up a momentum behind the scenes. Some of these people have it out for, especially when it comes to me and my family, for no reason. They go around and make up lies. They gossip all day. These things right here, these people should be dealt with accordingly. These people should be dealt with. They should be slain. If they want to strike people with certain things, they should be stricken. I am not going to be someone that has to comply with man's desires or man's things in order to either, like I said, either you with me or you against me. Either you love me or you hate me. It's not going to stop me from being me and doing what I came here to do. You do what you supposed to be doing. Stay the fuck away from me, and I'm gonna do what I do. I cannot have a private time in my home. These people are actually basically feel like they're in my home. There is not a sense of paranoia here. There are things that I've already seen with my own eyes. There are people listening in on everything I do, and it's unjust, and it's gonna stop. I don't think that this is a thing of source. Source wouldn't do this in order to have other people that don't like me take this information and use it inappropriately to try to slander me in my name. That's another thing that's an offense. And people sit around and they all join in and they judge and they think I can't see through their lying stinking teeth. And this is the thing. It's getting to the point where it's just about to be getting off the fucking chain. These people know that I am the one. It's nothing cocky about it or anything. Some of these people already witnessed the wonders and the things. Soon as I break away from negative energy, which I don't even like to sit in and resonate in, I don't have time for it. As soon as I break away from these cycles that people keep trying to put me in to keep me stagnant, right? You have a crowd of people that are joining in on these conversations and then go out on their platforms. Some of these people with big platforms, some with small, and think that they can sit there and talk about what's going on in my personal home to other people. It's been going on. I know exactly who these people, who they are. Some of these people are the people in your so-called communities that been in this community for a very fucking long time. Women. It's a damn shame. It's a shame. If you upset about that, keep them over there. If they don't want to deal with me, again, I never asked anyone to be in my zone or in my energy. Anybody that's there want to be there. Anybody that's mad that they there, they motherfucking ass want to be there too. It's some old tripped out weird type stuff going on. It's some weird stuff going on, man. with some of these people. I have a couple of people that I can trust to a certain extent. That's it. And they show their true colors because they stand in where they stand. They keep going back and forth. They stand in where they stand. When I'm drowning, nobody reached their hand out. They complain about what other people not doing or what I'm not doing. Nobody invited me. Nobody stretched their hand out to me. But they want me to stretch my hand out to the very people that are talking about me behind my back and trust these people. How? Listen, if somebody wanted to help me with something, they would have already pointed me in the right direction. I don't have time for all this other stuff. I really don't have time for it at this point. It's just like your energy just bothers some people because they can't beat you down, because they can't keep you down, because you keep a smile on your face. You may have something that they don't have. They may have something that you don't have. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. I don't look at people like that. I don't care what nobody else have. I care when it comes to what I don't have, and I use what I have to make what I need to do happen. I'm not that person. I'm not looking to take or hinder anybody else's movements or actions. Why? Why? We have some sick people. I don't know what has happened, but we have some sick people around here, especially some of these females. It's just ugly. It's just disgusting, actually. Me and my family were doing okay prior to the dirty wrench that was thrown in here by the stench of these people lingering around here. Feminine energies sending masculine energies in here, the masculine energies or whatever energies they sending in may not see things the same way that they do, and they get upset. And they think because they're standing in a particular point of power, they forget the power that other people have and reside in as well. Some of these people know that they have God-governing forces at their beck and call, so they're able to do some of these things. Some of these people work for these particular people. Believe it or not, they do. Some of your favorite people, they do. They're connected to these entities. And y'all better be careful and just watch out. I mean, I sit back and I think, and I sometimes I just sit back, close my eyes, and span the land, and I just see certain calamities that's not adding up, that don't look right. They just don't feel right. It's just, I'm talking about children and everything. A wolf in sheep, yes, a wolf in sheep's clothing. A lot of these people. They say unity until they come to me. Knowing good and well a lot of these people wouldn't be here unless it was for people like me. Themselves as well. But again, don't front. Don't front. It says Yeshua told them, go back to John and tell him about the miracles you've seen me do. The blind people I've healed, and the lame people now walking without help, and the cured lepers, and the deaf who hear, and the dead raised to life. And tell him about my preaching the good news to the poor. Then give him the message, blessed are those who don't doubt me. When John's disciples had gone, Yeshua began talking about him to the crowds. When you went into the barren wilderness to see John, what did you expect him to be like? Grass blowing in the wind? Or were you expecting to see a man dressed as a prince in a palace? Or a prophet of God? Yes, he is more than just a prophet, For John is a man mentioned in the scriptures, a messenger to precede me, to announce my coming and prepare people to receive me. Truly, all men ever born, none shines more brightly than John the Baptist. And yet, even the lesser light in the kingdom of heaven will be greater than he is. And from the time John the Baptist began preaching in the Baptist until now, ardent multitudes have been crowding toward the kingdom of heaven. And again, I think that this kingdom of heaven has something to do with a mindset or a perception or a perceived notion, right? An altered view on certain things. And again, I notice that again, I see a lot more people, right, from different walks of life, picking up the text and looking at it and deciphering and going through and looking at it for what it is. Again, I feel like some of these people are not really for the word. They don't want to hear it. They're coming against the word, and they're coming against, again, those that have the word, or in even we could talk about the ones with the word in Revelations, I think, when it says something about written on the thigh. So again, we're in those times where I'm going through this text and we're not going to be persecuting innocent people. We're going to find out where those things are, and we're going to use our energy to commune, again, if you pray, to source, and we're going to find ways to create blockages with these particular individuals, because we're able to see. One thing is just to acknowledge and recognize that what you're seeing is something that's not right. To be able to decipher when there is a stumbling block amongst the word, where people use these opportunities to cast out innocent beings that should have been in higher positions or were in higher positions than some of these people. It's just that they had been working in secret. They had created crafty counsel. They had created certain mumbling and murmuring behind the backs of the holy ones, and they were able to get away with it. Because these people are filled with some kind of hate or some kind of issue in their heart. Because they have a problem with what we're doing. But they're so busy watching what we're doing, right? Not inviting us to work with them, right? And then they come against us. What kind of sense does that even make in any type of kingdom? Something is not being run right because the proper people are not in the positions. And the proper people that are supposed to be in those positions have been gang stalked, blocked, and treated in a certain manner, where other people are in control of their content or their way. They are guiding the way to make sure that things don't get out of hand. They are creating blockages and stumbling blocks. It's a fact that is being done. They want to control the narrative and share it with who they want to share it with. I'm not saying I'm the only one doing these particular types of works. I feel like we are all doing these particular types of works, healing people with our word, with our message, with the way that we are translating and showing and sharing. Each one teach one. You don't have to agree. Or were you expecting to see a man dressed as a prince in a palace or a prophet of God? Yes, he is more than just a prophet. Okay, we already read that part. Okay, it says, truly all the men ever born, none shines more brightly than John the Baptist. And again, I think that these jails sometimes are mental prisons, but I feel like I'm at a point right now where they're not going to be able to do the same things that they've been using on me prior to. And I think that there's added agents, substances that they're adding to, again, the atmosphere and things like this to create certain things. We are living in some crucial times right now. And everybody's hiding their hands. They have a lot of these people have nothing but time on their hands. Time, some of them time to do whatever they're doing, right? Some people are good people and doing good things. Some people are being misled by negative people. I mean, it's just that simple. A lot of people are just users, backstabbers. They like to rob and pillage and rape. And again, it just is what it is. And you just have to be able to discern which ones you're dealing with. Yes, I'm in my own bubble. Yes, I'm in my own shell. No one ever reaches out to me, and I'm tired of reaching out to people. Again, I'm a very innovative person. But again, if I feel like the world is against me, then hey, then I'm going to just do what I keep on doing. That's what I'm going to do. I don't beg nobody for nothing. I'm not begging nobody for nothing. I've been saying this. I have been preaching unity is key. Knowledge is power. Unity is key. You have certain people that don't want to see you succeed or move forward, and they are casting stones and hiding their hands and creating stumbling blocks. Sometimes we have to look at it for what it is, and sometimes it's not the actual person. Sometimes there is added energies that are also directed towards people, and they are strong. It shouldn't keep you 100% stagnant. It's not going to change my mood for a whole day. It's not going to be able to do any of those things. But I am someone that is very sensitive sometimes to energy. And then I have to go within. I have to take the time to go there to be able to combat some of these things. It's like a thickness. It's like a constraining or restraining. And there is no imagination here. If you have not seen the world through my eyes, then you do not know what I'm talking about. And you cannot judge me for what I am saying. I'm a very well-balanced person. And anybody that's showing you something different is altered. Anybody that say different, anybody that say I'm coming for somebody that ain't came for me first, is a damn liar. They are lying. And I notice a lot of these people don't put these negative things on their platforms. No, they run away from their platforms. They're doing it other places. And then using their platforms as if they're goody two-shoes. And I think that some governing forces should be starting to look at some, if it's not true and these people aren't connected or have some kind of power or some kind of connection in the worldly, heavenly realm, then somebody should be investigating. I know they listening. I know they listening, watching, and viewing as well. So again, what you gonna do about it? You want me to be quiet, be good, and sit here and do things these certain ways and be calm and nice and all these things, which again, I'm just gonna be who I'm gonna be every time. But at the same time, you let these wolves in sheep clothing come around here and do all these toxic things. And enough is enough. So this is somebody that was, but again, when we're talking about John the Baptist, we're talking about somebody that was great in the nation. They had great platforms in order to do certain things, right? Okay. But again, it's funny when you how you gonna win when you ain't right within, right? So some people can extend their services to people, but again, how genuine is it? And they can seem very genuine and real. And I'm not saying these people are not good people at heart. But when you go around and you decide to treat certain people certain ways that didn't do nothing to you, there's something wrong with that. And some people don't want people that are vast in ideas and in situations to come around because they're going to outshine them. And then a lot of people will see that they're not really holding the cards like they thought they was. Yeah, they might be able to build this thing or that thing, but again, how many multi-talented things can you do? How much do you have to offer besides those one or two particular things? But they'll talk about you. And coming, you can talk all you want. Trying to come at me that's another thing. And I said what I said. A lot of these people won't dare do some of these things on their own platform. And they go from platform to platform and spread this stuff because they know exactly what they're doing. And it's trending and they know exactly what they're doing. They have teams. I am my own team. Me, myself, and I. or the I am. I'm genuine. I don't come on here and act some kind of way. I act like myself. I have many, pieces of me. It depends on what kind of energy I'm feeling that day. I like to laugh. I like to, I might get upset sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just me. I'm just I'm just a filled person. I feel like I'm fun filled sometimes, but sometimes, I get in my mood. But again, of course, these people know that because they listening to and hanging on to every word that goes on in my house. Even I notice things that's going on in my household and then in my children's household. That's a problem. That's a real problem. And these people know who they is. I already heard things out of their mouth that I said in my privacy of my own home within minutes of them doing video. Me doing it, me talking and running across a video of these people saying the very things that I was just saying in my personal bedroom. That's why I have my eye in that direction. So if I know this, somebody else knows this. If somebody else in certain positions are looking in on what I'm doing, they have to be seeing what these people are doing. It's all by design. This story repeating itself because people, again, are stuck in their ways. And they think because they have an ear in on your information that they think they know you. They think they know that that's the way it was said. They think they know like people can't be altering information and things like this in order to make things sound some kind of way. What grown people that's supposed to be building anything spend time listening to this shit? And then they got these coded videos. I mean, it's just ridiculous because I can see right through it. And again, they got something against somebody. And that's why they coming at me the way they trying to come at me. It is what it is. Why y'all so damn mad? Get over it. You think because you're going to leave me isolated, that's going to stop me from being me and doing what I do? Worry about y'all own damn self, man. These people disappear off their main platforms and be doing whatever. I don't even know what they be doing. But it's messy. It's like vandals are running the damn so-called nations and kingdoms. And then they look to you when they don't want nothing to do with you, like, what you gonna do about it? Damn, what we gonna do about it? Any so-called disciples I would have are in hiding. Or they come through and then go do their own thing. They don't share. I share people's stuff and that's what I'm saying. And I'll never stop. If it's something that I feel like can wake somebody up, I'm going to share it. Regardless of how I feel about the individual. That's about nation building. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself, this stupid shit y'all doing behind the scenes. Leave it alone, man. And it's a shame to know that people that could have been close to you at some point in time is sitting in the background. It's like, what the hell is going on? I promise y'all it's like the Twilight Zone. I promise you it is. Ain't nobody gonna leak nothing. 4,000 or 5,000 people on my Facebook, about 5,000 people in my group. There's probably only 1,000 or 1,200 people. Again, it ain't about the numbers for me. It never have been. But my numbers have dropped when the information is actually, for me, gotten a lot better. And it may be repetitive, but we dealing with people that don't have no damn sense. And sometimes, right? A lot of these people that are coming against me, they're not getting it. And maybe it's not for them to get. Maybe it's not for you. Have you given any other information to say, hey, try this directly to me? Have you come to me? If you got a problem with me, come to me. Speak to me. You know where the platform is. I don't hold grudges. Ain't nobody never got to be scared to come to me about a damn thing. I don't operate like that. But if you come in with, it's going to be a problem. And we could do it old school. Ain't nobody got to have no weapons. I ain't going to threaten you with a weapon because you came up to my porch. Rest assured that we can handle it another way. And it's not even an invitation. It's just saying I'm not never like really worried. The only way these people think they're going to be able to defeat me is by numbers. They're not judging my character properly, I feel, right? Or fairly, in judging me that way. No. They think they know, but they have no idea. So they gravitate towards the negativity because they don't like maybe one video or something that they saw because I said this and it hurt your feelings. Well, I don't sugarcoat nothing. We got a lot of problems within the community, and it's not always other people. Surprise. I mean, I'm just saying, surprise. And it's not even just because people don't want to deal with me. I see how people dealing with each other. I see how people are dealing with each other. And be all up in people's face and on their platforms like, la, 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 la. But behind the scenes, I see how they dealing with, because I can see. It's just filthy. And prophets looked forward to the Messiah. Then John appeared. And if you are willing to understand what I mean, he is Elijah. The one, listen to me. This is what the problem is. I need my glasses. I never thought I had to say that. The one the prophet said would come at the time the kingdom begins. If ever you were willing to listen, listen now. What shall I say about this nation? These people are like children playing. Dang, look at this. Look at this. Y'all, I promise you, I did not even realize we was going here. I had one verse on my mind, which led me to just say, let's just read the whole chapter. And this is exactly what it is. And I think I even mentioned this the other day. I'm wondering what happened. While this reset happened, minds must have been reset as well. I think that some of us, though, have not been affected by these agents that they've been putting out. And what I mean by this is like things, right? There may be chemicals of altering, right? For some of the people that they may not be able to give the prick. I think they have other plans. Somebody, could be anybody. They could be anybody. But some people know about these things in their same people that's, oh, this person ain't doing nothing for the community. Well, y'all call me when it's time to do something serious. When we want to go back to basics and we want to deal with things from the root. Because all this on the surface acting like we care, everybody sound is like a fucking merry-go-round. Everybody sound the same. And nothing is getting done. They just keep bringing up the negative things or whatever. Okay, what can we do about it? Same thing they say I do on my platform when I'm just reading the text here. And the whole time I feel like I'm giving something that may give an aha moment. I'm not trying to train nobody or educate nobody. I'm not teaching anyone. I'm just sharing a real life living testimony along with other information. Take what resonates with you, and again, leave the rest. I'll let you know when I'm gearing it towards a certain group of people, because I will say something about those group of people. Just like the Bible usually starts off a chapter with talking about who it was talking about and who the message was meant for. Nobody don't like the way I do it here? That's okay. I'm pretty sure many minds are opening up to the fact of what's going on. And it's unlocking things. It's unlocking minds all day. That's where all of this horrible stuff starts. That's where we have to go back to, within. If you're not dealing with that core and you're not going within, there is no time for healing. But people look at people that take their time to heal. Maybe they need more time than other people. Maybe they don't. As a joke. They think as this nothing. Well, again, in groups or tribes, which I would think some of these people would know, people had a certain thing that they did. You didn't expect the priest to go working in the hospital and heal people from cuts and burns. You didn't expect the women or the men that would be working in the kitchen to be going out and battling. Although they possibly could have, I'm just trying to use this as an example. You wouldn't send the children out there 5 years old to fight the war. I realize that we all have something to add. We don't even all have to get along. We just need to be loyal, respectful, unified, and be able to rely on each other, regardless of how we feel about somebody pretty much personally. Working together, curating together, helping each other, not judging each other. When again, and I think that it is very defiling to go, again, I will not give this up, to go in and spy on somebody personally. And then complain about what people are saying in their own home or observing. It's actually just disgusting. People will sit there and look at what you tolerate and what you won't. Certain things that, again, make you feel some kind of way, and then they'll try to use those things to combat against you. And that's exactly what some of these individuals have done, or groups. And the thing is, haven't we seen enough? It's like secretly people publicly say, oh, our people, and look what we doing and what we would. But behind the scenes, they secretly can't stand themselves, and then they can't really stand their people. And I know how it can be to get fed up with your people. But again, a lot of this, if people weren't already eavesdropping into your information, they wouldn't feel like they know so much about you and hate so much about you, because that's all they do is sit there and marinate in information about you. Even enough to send people in to spy on you. And then get mad when those people end up not hating you. I'm not going to say they like you, because they act like it, but don't. But at least they don't probably hate you or want to kill you. But maybe, again, there's a lot of sorcery and stuff being used, especially on some of these men. And I think they just not in their right mind. I can just tell the difference. Some of these men that's supposed to be leaders. But again, where are you guys leading at? Again, it's not going viral, and I'm not invited. So again, what are you over here worrying about what I'm doing for? Okay. So he that hath ears, let him hear. But unto whereunto shall I liken this generation? Is this like unto the children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows? Wow. And saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. Okay. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath a devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous. Same rumors that's going around. Don't have to be talking about me, but they talking about somebody, and that's a problem for me. Because I think a lot of women are going through a lot of things. Because again, if any of these women, now I'm running into thousands of women that are speaking of these same type of things again, and some of them are sugarcoating it and some are keeping it real. But if they really saw it for what it was, there will be an uproar. And the same people that people are backing to come against people that are trying to be as pure at heart as they can are going to be the same people that are going to lead you down that road of destruction because of the numbers, because of the head start that they've had, because of the hold that they've had on your minds to go on a witch hunt against some certain people. They want to get rid of the holy ones. They want to get rid of the ones that are supposed to be exalted. They think they know the laws of man and they don't deal with nature and with the laws of or the commandments of God. Some act like they do, but they cannot be. Or they let other people in their lives enter their energy and turn them away from God. This is what a lot of these females are doing. A lot of it is about gain, materialism, what they can get, how much they can get. It's not even really about dispersing. I'm not claiming, I know that these people have to have their things that they do behind closed doors that's private to them in their groups of people. But worry about them people. Stop worrying about me. If you're not here to assist me, give me some type of information or direction. If I did not invite you here, then you should not be here. Worry about your own. What is you worried about me for? What are you afraid of then? What are you intimidated by? What are you obsessed with? And then to go around and say such ugly and ridiculous things, knowing that some of this stuff is lies about, even if it's not me, these other women, knowing that a lot of these things are very deceptive and disgusting that are going on behind closed doors with women. And I know that there's people in high places, in pretty damn high places, that know exactly what's going on and they're not doing anything about it. So when we talk about Babylon is falling, what are we talking about? The baby nations that are being built, because den of vipers and brooding dens of snakes in the grass coming up on your ass, and you can't see it. And the very ones that were pushed away are the ones that are trying to really bring a certain amount of healing if people had an ear to hear and a heart to feel and a soul. I think some people have lost that along the way. It's like this thing has come and eaten away at the souls. I don't even sense a soul. If we were fighting for the soul of America, what happened? And again, is there only small portions of the earth or the people of the Americas that are still holding a soul? Ugh. It's very scary times. Not even scary like fear, like, oh, I'm scared, I'm going to run, but to see people, oh, and they look at people like us, that are trying to keep the peace or trying to promote like a type of message to wake up the people and try to be generous with our time and give it up freely. They look at us as the fungus. I was so happy. I saw a girl, a young lady, a woman, on Instagram. Not to say that people don't deserve to be paid for their services. They very well should be. I think a lot of us, again, are owed some type of something. I think we may even owe some people something that we may not even really realize or recognize. People are too afraid to approach each other and deal with each other with open arms. Everybody is so uptight. If anybody should be uptight, it should be the people that have been treated like we have, the ones that have been targeted. If anybody should be sitting like that, with their arms crossed and all upset and pouting, it should be us. But no, we keep extending our hands out to brothers and sisters, and they keep on smiting or smacking them. Or they do things that are very not right. I'm trying to figure out who they dealing with to think that some of these things are okay. And then they get upset because you don't take it. You know, it sometimes like almost like, you know, not even trying to be mean or anything, but I'm being for real. Almost like how Belle was when it comes to the beauty. I always use Disney movies. I don't know. When it comes to Beauty and the Beast. But really, you know, deep down inside, it wasn't like that. And for me, I don't even understand why anybody would be afraid. I'm one of those people that come into the place, again, and I know a lot of you deal with this too. There's certain people that just ain't never gonna like you. But there's certain times when you come into a place, or most of the time, everybody kind of gravitate towards you. And I noticed this when I went somewhere. I won't name where I went, but I went somewhere this weekend, and I hadn't seen these people in a long time. And just the energy. I mean, just the light, you know. Again, so for John came, you know, and I felt like there was one night where I did have a bottle, right, of wine. Again, I'm not a heavy drinker or anything like that, right? But, you know, just to wind down a little bit, you know. And I remember, you know, I don't let these things affect me anymore, but it's just a shame that it's going on. And I remember the next day, like hearing a flood of information coming in from certain readers and things like that. And I'm thinking, some of these people can't have all this information to the T, you know? Somebody has to be having insight in feeding this information to some of these people. Some of them are very gifted. Some of these seers and these readers are very gifted. But some of them, I can just see. Just put it like that. I can just see. I can just see. But the fact that I'm looking, it's a shame that, again, people that are supposed to be for you, you know, it feels like their energy is around all the time, but, or had been, right? But again, no one reaches a hand out, and then they come, it seems like, with like these gestures that seem grandiose or big, you know, and you can't help but look as if like, is this a snare? And then they get upset because you don't want to take steps towards, because every time it seemed like you want to dash, you say something right then to dash me to pieces, almost as if you didn't just stand there with a somewhat of an offer or a peace offering, or in a situation like I don't know, to a certain extent. I'm the person that got to sit back and kind of observe for just a second, and then if I take steps forward and it seems like you want to dash me to pieces, how can I trust you? If I know you've been sent by somebody that has made them, they're not even my enemy, dude. You done made yourself my enemy, because I'm not even looking at you like that. But the things you do and the ways you are towards me and mine, there's no other way to look at it. So it's peace. But again, what do you have behind your back, dude? All right. So again, just feeling that way. All eyes. And what you want, you just trying to help the world. Some of these people won't admit that they just want to hear another message. Or they'll down it, you know. I'm just the type of person that feel like sometimes when it comes to certain things, you can't. And see, this is why I feel like sometimes I'm not like energies are being switched off. I'm not dealing with the organic energy anymore. Right? If something has happened. Something has happened, I tell you. People is not the same. Yeah. So again, let's start over. It's like unto children sitting in the market and calling unto their fellows and saying, we have pipe, I about to say pimped. Ain't that something? We have piped unto you and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he hath a devil. The Son of Man, okay, the Son of Man, which will be looked at as a leader in a sense for, again, man, I guess, right? Came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous and wine bibber, a friend of publicans and oh my goodness, I need these glasses, and sinners. But wisdom is justified of her children. Then began he to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. Okay? Woe unto thee, Cherazim. Woe unto thee, Beth Shida. For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the day of judgment than for you. And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted onto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. For the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. And again, I feel like people have also, like I said, okay, I know these individuals, and I think sometimes what they'll do is because we have definitely, there's some type of possession that goes on with people. I have to be very careful of my energy and my surroundings too. I think some people think that this is funny, and they'll try to, again, use certain works in order to do certain things. And my thing is, everybody can't do the same thing. So for me, sometimes it is kind of like, oh, right? Or if I'm reading something, if I was on my way to it, and then I notice now that chapter a lot of people are leaning on. It's not a problem. It's just the fact that I know that people are listening is very uncomfortable, because I know people are listening in. And I know these people think that they've studied me enough to try to figure out how I'm doing what I'm doing. And again, everybody doesn't hold the same power. And that's okay. Maybe they can learn, but I think that, again, some of us have not a genuine, but a unique make. Nobody is never going to be the same as anybody else. They can try, but the words, again, there's a certain priestly group of people that have the power to do certain things when it comes to this text. I'll just say it like that because, again, this is what happens. I think really personally people have study groups because, again, and it's not even the fact that it's just about the information. It's about, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're trying to get it to a point where you don't need the vessel, but that's never going to happen. Again, never can be recreated. Even if you don't think you like it, somebody out there does. And again, some of us are very favored because we don't think wicked things like that. We know that there's enough room for everyone to be prosperous. We don't want to hold or make people have to pay every time for the information. Again, there's nothing wrong with making people pay every time. I'm just saying there's some things, again, we all do out of just the kind of kindness of our heart, right? And these people think I can't see that, yes, there was a connection. Yes, there was some works that was supposed to be happening. Nobody was perfect, but on my side, I was trying to be patient, understanding. But again, for them, it was always a joke, or for them, they were always under the influence. They were sometimes under the influence, and I see it more now than ever. So now I have to really amp up what I'm doing because I feel a sense of a change, and it's not a genuine thing, and it's not even really. It's just really out of like I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think there's something strange going on. I think we'll just say something in the water instead of using terms like sorcery and witchcraft or manipulation. I don't do anything here but read the Bible and give you my testimony or interpretation and show where some of this stuff correlates with stories and history and things like that. That's all I do here. It's what I choose to do on my platform. I have fun doing it and I share it with the people. That doesn't mean that that's the only part of my life. That doesn't mean that that's the only thing that I want to do. It doesn't mean I don't have other stuff on my mind, but I feel like, again, Source is saying that this is something that I have put you here. It's not going to be forever, but for a certain amount of time, this is what I need you to be doing. That's why I set you up in your nest the way I have, so that you would be able to function. Source don't want some of us running around here like chickens with our heads cut off. We supposed to be building together. We weren't supposed to be separating people and causing, okay, and again, you don't have to deal with people. I don't have to deal with nobody. They don't have to, but don't come in here as if you're trying to deal with me whole time you just steal from me. Or you're just there for what? What else are you there for? And maybe you're not doing the stealing, but the people that you're hanging around with definitely have something to do with something to set up whatever, stumbling blocks or whatever it is. Which makes me think about that whole thing about dashing the foot on the stone. The rising of something unless ye dash a foot on the stone. And it made me automatically think about Freemasonry and how I feel like some people, again, not to say whether it's good or bad, because I look at Freemasonry just kind of like, I don't say, oh, it's just that bad, like whatever, those words, Illuminati and stuff like that. That's not what I see it as. I see it as, again, there could be something there that we're missing. And again, I'm just saying that it's just a group. It's just something that is a thing, right? So again, when I feel like when it's saying lest ye dash your foot on a stone, I find it real funny about those videos that I did. And then directly after that, the energy that came in was like, oh no. Well, hey, I'm not doing anything to harm anybody. I was just speaking and interpreting what I see and what I'm reading into what somebody was saying. I told you guys it wasn't even nothing. I'm very happy for that video. It wasn't even to go against his info. It was just to kind of like listen to it to kind of go down a path so we can see it in his way, and then again in another direction. It was not even nothing, no shade or nothing towards that platform when I shared that clip, because I don't operate like that. So again, okay, we're going to stay in the Living Bible because, again, I noticed that I went over and back, but we're just going to stay here. Okay, so what shall I say about this nation? These people are like children playing, who say to their little friends, we played wedding and you weren't happy. So we played funeral, but you weren't sad. Right? Okay, so again, we played wedding and you weren't happy. So again, a lot of these people, I feel like there is some hidden relation. Again, I'm just talking about when it came to whatever the joining was supposed to be, right? Which again, it was almost like a mutual, like, okay, right? And which is cool, right? But I feel like, again, whenever I'm doing good and going off and trying to then start doing what I'm doing, the energy is right back. So again, it's a hindering energy. And the people that are sending it in, they know good and damn well what they're doing. Because then again, when you're talking about someone that was in a Christ energy, they're going to stop to help out a fellow. They're not going to. But again, at this point now, I have to go into my Yeshua Sekhmet energy and say, hey, if you ain't here for nothing good, then back up. I ain't got time for it. I've never asked anybody for anything or expected anything but the truth, and to treat me like I'm treating you. People run away from that into more toxic or chaotic energies and then get mad at me. I'm sorry that you feel that way. And then again, I'm not. I'm going to be all right. And that's not even saying it in a cocky way to come at nobody, because I think people just directly take things the wrong. This is why I know we're not dealing with the same energies. I am not dealing with the same energies. Therefore, I feel that they're not welcome anymore. Love for the original energy is going to always be here. In their original self, that same love would be there with them. But I think people are doing things to alter people in situations. It's not even in a, like, I'm someone that can read these things and see these things. It's not even out of jealousy, spite, or nothing. Anybody been on this platform know I don't operate like that. These are factual things that are going on within the past weeks or so that I can see resonating in certain on platforms, in certain communities, and in the algorithm. It just is. And these are the very things that they're saying. Nobody's mad. How is somebody that's married and was decently married prior to all this stuff happening? How they're going to be mad? I might be a little upset that I'm upset with myself for allowing energy to come in, right? Which I felt was sent by source to do something, trying to diligently focus on and assess the situation and test the energy. But at the same time, there was serpents in the garden or snakes in the grass. And since they're paying so much attention to what I'm doing, they were able to obtain information about, or I might have accidentally mentioned something, and that's what led those serpents upon those poles. And it's not even nothing personal. It's just how I've seen it because it's happening to me. And if you don't want to be involved in something that I'm saying that happened to me, and if you feel like it's talking about you, then you one of the people that's listening in and you know what I'm talking about, and that's why you mad. Right? So again, weren't happy, okay? Again, and somebody can claim these things, oh, joyful, let's get married, and, somebody's not happy. Well, because again, are there things that are not being said? Okay. Okay. So again, in certain cases, I think that again, it's a lot of stuff has been about timing in certain situations and lack of communication. And again, I feel like sometimes people are not. Some of this stuff has just been a game that's being played, and I can see it. And so again, I can't really take it that serious because there has to be more. Like I said, you'll see these Joker kind of energy sometimes that act as one way, but then maybe when someone's looking or when they're not by themselves, they're another way. So again, that makes it hard to trust the energy. And then somebody played funeral, but you weren't sad. And so again, that reminded me of the story I told you guys earlier. And I promise I didn't even realize that this was there. When I told you guys I was upset, right? And this is how I know. This is how I know. And my response was saying, hey, people are laughing because I was upset, but I bet those very people that these people are sitting around, I bet if somebody told them that they were about to die in a couple of weeks or something like that, and then I bet you that those people would not be upset. But you laugh at me and mock me because I was upset. Or you're trying to turn it into something as if I was having some kind of breakdown, or I was jealous, or I was hurt because of something that I've walked away from because it wasn't serving me anymore. And I can see the den of vipers or serpents behind the energy, and I didn't want anything to do with it anymore. So again, if you can't be a friend or a companion and stand up to someone that is doing wrong, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. When you were around me, again, when your energy was around me, you never heard me speaking any kind of way or worried about or thinking about or searching about or seeking about these people again. So again, it for me, that's just like, come on, man, we just got to be able to judge people's character and things like, which is again why I feel like we're dealing with different types of energies at this time. There's something empty that is eating at the soul of the people here, and I feel it's all by design. So again, I remember saying that for John the Baptist doesn't even drink wine and often goes without food. Okay. And again, that even made me think about me, like, because again, I can, it's funny. It's even little things like that people slip up and say sometimes. They can tell you about your whole day sometimes. And sometimes call it a reading. And there's only a teeny tiny small portion, I feel, of those particular people that I've scanned through. The rest of them seem to be legit. And often goes without food. And you say he's crazy. But it's really called fasting to a certain extent, which is a little bit more healthier than even eating lots of vegetables sometimes to me. For me. I'm not saying for everybody. For me. Okay. And I, the Messiah, feast and drink. Okay, so now we're talking about the Messiah. They have an asterisk here. Okay. And I, the Messiah, feast and drink, and you complain that I am a glutton and a drinking man and hanging around with the worst sort of sinners. But brilliant men like you can justify your every inconsistency. Then he began to pour out his denunciations against the cities where he had done most of his miracles, because they hadn't turned to God. Woe to you, Chorazin, and woe to you, Bethsaida. For if the miracles I did in your streets had been done in wicked Tyre and Sidon, their people would have repented long ago in shame and humility. Truly, Tyre and Sidon will be better off on the judgment day than you, and Capernaum, though highly honored, shall go down to hell. For if the marvelous miracles I did in you had been done in Sidon, it would still be here today. Truly, Sodom will be better off at judgment day than you. And sometimes I feel like I get that energy too, because a lot of people, again, look at certain energies, again, especially when it comes to healers or people that are very intuitive, as lack. So again, that I feel like this can go either way. Again, I feel like it could go either way. Okay? Because I'm not saying that other people are not doing great things at all. I just like to keep things fair and balanced, non-biased. And Yeshua prayed this prayer: "O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, thank you for hiding the truth from those who think themselves so wise, and for revealing it to the little children. Yes, Father, for it is pleased you do it this way." Now, again, this is a very, whether it's going here or there, is a very deceptive phrase here, right? Whether it would be benefiting my point of view or others, I'm saying it seems deceptive here. Because, again, I've been in this energy. I've been definitely in this energy, where I feel like people have hidden information from me, right? And I feel as though there's sometimes when my energy is telling me, don't go there. You don't need to be talking everything, okay? Okay, so again, those who think themselves so wise, right? And for revealing it to the little children. Yes, Father, for it pleased you to do it this way, right? Now it says little children, didn't say that they were blessed. It didn't say that they were, truthful. You know what I'm saying? Just saying little children, right? And again, this doesn't necessarily have to mean little children, like kids. This could be like younger, what do you call it? Recruits into a certain thing or something I'm seeing here. Okay. So it says, everything has been entrusted to me by my Father. Only the Father knows the Son, and the Father is known only by the Son and by those to whom the Son reveals him. Okay. To whom the Son reveals him. Okay. Come to me and I will give you rest. All of you who work so hard beneath a heavy yoke. Okay. Wear my yoke, for it fits perfectly, and let me teach you, for I am gentle and humble, and you shall find rest for your souls. I don't know if I like the way that sounds either. I don't know. Okay. For I give you only light burdens. Okay. That's what this energy is saying. So there's probably like not that many restrictions or something possibly. Okay. But some Pharisees saw them do it and protested. Your disciples are breaking the law. They are harvesting on the Sabbath. Okay. And Yeshua said to them, haven't you ever, read what King David did when he and his friends were hungry? He went into the temple, right? and they ate the special bread permitted to the priest alone. So again, this is making me think that they went into the temple, which means somebody's mind or mind's eye. And when we look at the ancient Sumerian images, we see lots of times that a lot of these women especially had something on top of their head with little people in it, with different rooms and chambers. Again, my father's home has many mansions. These are many different layers or many different rooms or chambers to rest in. Again, I feel like, that's what we're talking about. Okay. And they ate the special bread permitted. So again, somebody gave them this bread that was only permitted for the priest. It was only permitted for the priest. So this makes me think about that energy that's running through the land of feeling like there's too many people that have their eyes on me. All eyes on me. It's an Argus kind of energy. It is again, when it comes to Venus and all of those things that look like eyes or different seats around her head on that helmet thing that she has on, right? It's the same thing, that it was supposed to be for priests alone, but they shared it with the world. So they're opening up. And so I don't like this energy too. I don't like this energy too, because this is also making me think of, like, again, a King David, right? And again, they say David kind of could do no wrong. Okay. So again, when he and his friends were hungry, thirsty, he went into the temple and they ate the special bread permitted to the priest alone, right? So it didn't say that him and the priest went in there. It said he and his friends. So again, this is something that I don't know, is really standing out to me at this point. That was breaking the law too. Okay. So again, this is what I'm saying. This have to be unlawful. Some of these things that they're allowing people to do to us because they feel like or consider a certain. And this also proves that this whole thing is coming into a whole nother thing where there is some kind of breach or some kind of something in the infrastructure or in the construct that has put people back into a form of Egypt or slavery. Again, I really can't tell you exactly what it is, I feel like I get little inklings or hints. But again, if someone is, I'll just say we'll put it like that, right? Which is another reason why people might be sending energy your way to block you from building, even when it comes to getting your income up, because again, that means that you will be able to do something, right? And I don't know if that's escape or pay your way or buy your way out of a form of slavery or servitude. Again, but some of us should never have been bound in the first place. And I'm going to tell you, I'm one of them that ain't. Whether somebody thought they were slick and did it or not. He went in the temple and they ate the special bread per minute. Okay. That was breaking the law. And haven't you ever read in the law of Moses how the priest on duty in the temple may work on the Sabbath, right? So again, these priests can work on the Sabbath, right? But again, it's funny. So again, like meditate, I would think, right? Okay. And truly, one is here who is greater than the temple. But if you had known the meaning of this scripture verse, I want you to be merciful more than I want you to be offering, you would not